It looks like we have just about everyone, so I want to welcome everyone to our August roundtable, kicking off the 2023-24 year. It sounds strange to be saying that, but here we are, and let's see if it will now let me share my screen. Okay, shall I from start? So I will ask you all to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. And please join me in the Scout oath and law. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, thrifty, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Thank you. Okay, thank you. All right. I want to keep going a little bit with, one of the announcements we have is the racing and building piece coming up. And Lynn, you had asked for a moment to talk about this.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Greg has not gotten back to me as for pricing, but this is what I would like.
So this is a
Yes, go
draft
ahead.
then right now, Lynn, this is a draft right now?
More or less, yeah, but
Okay.
it's a pretty good draft.
Okay.
It's a pretty good draft. I don't think, maybe I sent them another email this morning, and I know they're closing the camp up today. So I did want approval before it went up, but when I put the overnight participants, I mean, it includes the day activity too. So $25 for the Scout would include his overnight, but his parent or leader would have to pay $25 also for the overnight because of the cabin price and what have you. But everything else should be the same. I'm got a hold of some people today. I'm waiting to hear back. The old goat people that come up, I'm hoping that they can put in 2 hours of volunteer work to oversee the building of the Cubmobiles, just in case there are some people that aren't handy with tools. I don't think the ranger's job is to do that. I mean, if he has a half an hour of his time, fine. But the one thing we haven't decided on yet is, well, Greg said there's no room to store the 10 vehicles. So even though different people are building it, it's not really the pack that's taking them home, because there's some packs that only have 1 or 2 members at each rank. So I'm trying to combine different people together eventually. I did have a leader's guide up also, but the registration isn't up for that. So, but mostly everything is here. I have everything intact in my head. If there's any questions at all, you can contact me or email me. And that's how it goes.
Okay.
Lynn, this is Steven. I have a question.
Yeah.
Yes.
If we ran a cabin for 2 nights under all in for scouting, since we have free cabins with our rank, how would that change the overnight cost?
The problem is the dinner part of it.
Yeah.
And also the activities during the day. this is what Greg had told me last year. I had too many things going and he can't put different prices up.
Okay.
That's the only problem, but I don't know what else to say to that.
I mean, you don't have to give an
But
answer
it does
tonight.
include the dinner, the patch, and everything else that comes with it. The only thing different, I am including the bingo game. Last year, I only had 5 kids and 5 parents that were able to stay up after the movie. So I did another bingo in the morning, and I think that's probably when I'll do it, when they're more alert, alive, and awake. Because they were really tired at the end of the day last year. So, but it will be included with prizes.
Okay.
So, like I said about that, I'm glad you're all in for scouting, but I don't know what else to do because Greg wants us to round off the prices. There was too many opportunities or choices to make. So,
Okay. I don't know if it was something where we pay the 25 and then maybe we submit a reimbursement form for all in for scouting to get reimbursed for the cabin. If we were to take a whole cabin.
or
That's an
come
option
up
or something.
come up another time.
Yeah, I'm just trying to combine events. That's all.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I understand. The only other thing is I am doing a Yukon event, but unfortunately it goes on the following year. So I don't know if you can carry that all in for scouting over for a cabin event for the Yukon days
Okay.
at Moses.
All right.
So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll talk to Greg further.
All right.
all right.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. So we are back to now. Art, would you like to give us council updates, please?
Good evening, Art Lobdell here. Hopefully you can see and hear me at this point. Am I coming through okay?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Certainly the biggest things that are happening right now is we have unloaded our popcorn for the beginning of the popcorn season that came in last weekend. We have $180,000 worth of popcorn out and around Western Massachusetts. So hopefully those show and sells are going well. They're all scheduled. They're all happening. We've seen quite a few scouts already posting pictures. Again, it's not too late if you would like to still participate in the council popcorn sale, but the show and sell is underway. We have the membership recruiting season at hand. We are producing membership flyers. We do print those flyers in black and white. That is a limitation that we have. We have colored stock that we print them on. So if you use our resources, you get a color picture with about 2 or 3 inches worth of space to write some messaging. You also have the whole back of the page to put a full message. We are happy to print your flyer for you if you need them in quantity. However, please be aware those will be black and white copies. We just do not have the facility, machinery, and cost-wise to be able to print in color. So that we have, besides that, we have the bookmarks, we have coloring books, we have books per each grade, we have all sorts of things. I see Iris smiling and brimming and shaking her head. So, well, actually, why don't I yield a teeny 1 minute to Iris to say what other things we have.
We have crayons also to read with the little booklet, coloring booklet. I'm going to update, so I'm going to add different pictures along the way too. We have few games actually that is available for anybody to use it for recruitment or activity event. We recently get some rain gutter regatta that can be also available to be used. We have study walks, adding 2 new study walks. So there's a lot of material that we getting during the summer. We got during the summer and is available for recruitment event during the fall.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Iris. Again, I know you want us to be as quick as we can. Hopefully, we'll be announcing our fall Scout Shop hours very soon. We actually are on the verge of announcing a new Scout Shop manager. We don't have that quite signed yet. That will happen at the end of this week. And so we will still be committed to one weekday during the balance of the regular season year, if you will, from September to June, one weekday evening and one Saturday, as well as what the actual hours, we will have that come out in the Compass. So we are going to have a new Scout Shop manager coming on board. Julia will be retiring by the end of the year. We still are looking also to bring on a part-time bookkeeper. If anyone is interested in that, please talk to me. And we probably will need some part-time Scout Shop associates as well. So we have those things happening. Other big council news is certainly most of you who are committee chairs or unit leaders perhaps have heard that we are doing a big Eagle Scout reunion in conjunction with our distinguished Eagle Scout recognition dinner, as well as recognizing our last 3 years of Eagle Scouts, all coming up in mid-September. Those have gone out just so far as a little bit of save the date. It's in the Compass, it's on the calendar. There'll be a river of communications coming out starting actually tomorrow and in the next 2 weeks on the various segments of the events, because there's different parts to it. There's gathering our Scouting alumni, there's recognizing our last 3 years of Eagle Scouts. There's the fundraising piece, recognizing General Rice with this national award. So all those things are happening and compacted in a couple of days in the middle of September. I think that's all I have for this evening. So I certainly will be with you here this evening. Greg is not with us this evening. He has some other commitments. So I will yield the rest of whatever time I have or didn't have. Thank you.
I do have something that you may have more information than I do at this point. I did receive a thing from Scouting Magazine that there will be coming soon. The Cub Scout packs can camp up to 2 consecutive nights. Is that information that you have more than just that?
Yes, and it is a interesting announcement. Most folks were unaware that Cub Scouts could not camp 2 nights. So it is something we don't need to actually spend a lot of time on. Many units were going for a Friday and a Saturday night anyway. Folks down at National looked through some codes and things and saw, actually, no, that's incorrect. Cub Scouts can only camp for 1 night. And then there was a little pushback that said, well, why don't we change that? So it really is kind of a non-news item. It is National catching up with reality and also catching up with you all who have been kind of doing these things. So it's really not a lot of news unless there's something very specific someone wants to know. Many Cub packs have camped on Friday and Saturday nights. Technically, one of the big executives down at National said, well, according to the regulations, they can only go for 1 night. So they kind of put that out there really quickly. And then lots of folks out in the field said, let's not do that. Then National announced, okay, we have a new policy. You can go for 2 nights. So it was a very odd footnote in scouting. So unless there's something, we should probably move on.
Okay, all right.
I have a question on the new dues.
Yeah, I can try to answer that. Yep.
Yeah. So we're going to the annual where they just pay the 12 months whenever they register. Can I still turn in an application at the office with their 1 year, or does it all have to be online now? When they initially.
Yeah, you can still turn in applications, and you can still also make payments. All that's really happening here is just think about whether it's your Netflix or any magazine subscriptions you have. They expire whenever they expire, and then those folks ask you for more money to continue doing or getting that thing. So at the same time, the individuals are getting a notification that it's time for them to renew. The unit will get the notification as well. I don't know, I believe it's the key 3 is going to be notified, as are the folks at the council office going to be notified. The folks at the unit could say, well, wait a minute, this person has worked in all of our fundraisers. They don't need to pay. We are paying. You log on and you pay. If they are getting assistance for individuals, then we, the council, log in and pay. So it is, yes, it's going to be a change. Yes, we're all going to have to get used to it, but there are still all of those options. So it's not only the individual involved. Everybody else is still involved that used to be involved. Matter of fact, maybe it's a little more work on everybody else because we've got to do it all year round, not just in 1 month.
And then on the so it's $80 for the member annual, 25 for the new member still, and then is our insurance still $12 annual?
Yes.
Is that,
Yep.
that change? All right. When does that get evaluated? Is that fixed for a while, or is that get reevaluated every year also for the insurance?
The insurance piece was last updated in 2020. So I would think it probably will be, looked at, but again, it is not going to change for this December. Probably considered, for next year. It also has some implications on the member service fee. Let's not try and weave all those things together because we really can get in a big Gordian knot if we try and tie all those things together. So let's hold separate discussions on each of those things when appropriate.
Yep, that'll help. Thanks, Art.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's moving on. Do we have any district updates from anyone? Anything going on within your districts? Right. David, I'd like to introduce everyone to our new council commissioner, David O'Leary. David, welcome. We see your face often at roundtables, but now you are our council commissioner. So would you like to share a few moments? Anything special that you'd like to tell us?
Well, nothing in particular to say other than please feel free to reach out if you have any needs. I know Art and Greg are very busy in the office, and the role of the commissioners is to help, support the units. So you don't always need to go and, call the office. So again, feel free to reach out to the commissioner team if you have questions about things and needs. And we just talked about membership fees, so won't add anything there. While it is only August, rechartering will be coming up sooner than we know. So as you are recruiting new members, please think about rechartering and getting folks, registered so it's easier, so the rechartering process will be easier. We'll see a similar kind of timeline this year as we did last year, where we really need to get everything done December or earlier. So lagging into January and February is not going to work again. So please, again, be aware of that as you're thinking about the fall and members coming back and new members that keep rechartering as part of your thought process. And please, again, let me know if you have questions. And thanks.
Okay, all right. I want to let everyone know that coming up in September 11th, because the 4th is Labor Day, will be our next roundtable. And that will be a hybrid roundtable. We will be at the council office and we will be online. It is also the kickoff to our live presentation food challenges. Those of you who attended one of the hybrid roundtables last spring will remember we had a pancake and maple syrup food challenge that the roundtable commissioners hosted or put on, and we offered little bites of different things. The September food challenge will be trail mix. So it can be anything, whether it's your favorite trail mix that you like to make with your units, whether it's something you like to make using trail mix, please, when you come to Roundtable, bring something for everybody to have a little bit of a taste. There will be an award. There will be voting. There will be an award. Okay. We're going to move now to the hot topic. I am starting to panic. Before we move to hot topic, I will tell you I am starting to panic a little bit because I don't see Greg Stolzfus here, and he is leading the Cub Scout breakout this evening about recruiting resources and things. So Art, if we get to where we are doing the breakouts, not breakups, and Greg has not joined us, I will ask you to put me as the host move me from the Scouts BSA section, and I will host the Cub Scout breakout. So we'll
Okay.
just keep our
Ellie?
fingers crossed. Yes.
What is the Boy Scouts doing tonight for? I didn't know we were doing recruitment. I never know what it's going to be, but
Okay. The Scouts BSA is doing roles for volunteers.
Oh.
And the things that that different volunteers can do, and ways the volunteers can help out in the Scouts BSA venture and chip. Matt, is that something that could be a universal thing? Should we, if Greg doesn't hop on, is that something, or is it specific to?
The material is presented for troops mostly.
Okay.
We'll have discussion, but if
Right.
it comes to it, it wouldn't be the worst thing.
No, but I can facilitate things at the Cub Scout side if need be. Okay, let's start sharing the screen again, though, for talking about safety moments. Okay. Oh, before we get to safety moments, hot topics. There are two things that are out there that are a lot of available fun information with multiple presenters. On Fridays, there is something called Cub Chat Live. This happens on Facebook, and you can hop on and look at other topics that have been presented in the past. More recent ones have been changes to the BSA structure and things. What research shows about Cub Scouting, the National Summertime Pack Award, and new flexible options for forming Cub Scouts, Cub Scout packs and dens. So these things are available, and you can go look at them. And even though these have already taken place, you can go in and watch them, and then there are new ones that come up every week. Troop Talk Live is also available for the Scouts BSA crews and ships. And again, you can view them anytime. These are also about 30 minutes long. Recent topics include what is the National Youth Council and how do Scouts apply for that? That is something I had never heard of before. Tips for fun and successful summer camp. All about the Scouts BSA uniform and how to help Scouts be successful in their troop leadership roles. So those are some things that would, in your spare time, that 1 hour a week you have to yourself, feel free to hop on it and take a look at what happens with Troop Talk Live and Cub Chat Live. There's a lot of great information. There are some really great presenters, and it's not always the same people who are presenting things. Any questions or anything anybody wants to share about that? Okay. All right. Let's go on to our safety moment and talk about the guide to safe scouting a little bit. One of the things that we need to be thinking about always, for the first thing that we should be thinking about when we're talking about working with Scouts, is safe scouting. And what does that entail? Well, BSA has the acronym SAFE, okay? Because the Scouts, their parents, our community, we all expect everybody to be safe. And so BSA has this acronym SAFE for supervision, assessment, fitness and skill, equipment and environment as the things that need to be considered when delivering a safe scouting program. The resource that will help you put all of this into action is the Guide to Safe Scouting. The most recent is the February 2022 revision, and that is available online that you can download as a PDF. I highly recommend that everybody be aware of what's in there and what you can and can't do. Okay. Okay. I'm looking at chat. Okay. That. Okay. All right. At this point, we are ready to head to breakouts. Back to the main room, everyone, and I hope your breakouts were successful and informative and helpful and give you lots of energy and thoughts of what to do moving forward and getting ready for this new year in scouting. Even though scouting is a year-round program, we always talk about it being, oh, it's fall, it's a new year of scouting. I'm looking at my notes. Please bear with me here. Did anybody in your breakouts have any questions or comments or anything that you wanted to share in any kind of a leader forum or parking lot kind of thing before we go to closing?
The last thing we discussed was just some updates that take effect on September 1st with youth protection requirements for Scouts, BSA, and it actually does affect some Cub Scout stuff. So make sure you're checking for any updates for that. Things like requirements for leadership for overnights and things like that.
Okay. All right. And I will, thank you, Matt. And I will head to our okay, so I mentioned the September Food Challenge. And so trail mixes, bring your favorite trail mix something to the council office on September 11th. This is going to be a taste challenge. There will be an award. Matt, you received the award in the spring, or your mother by proxy received the award in the spring. But we will have some fun with it. We get to taste some different kinds of trail mixes. I would love it if people would bring a recipe, if you have a quote recipe for your trail mixes to share with everyone, and we can get them printed or posted, create them into something that we can add it onto the recording of the roundtable when it gets posted on the council website and the council YouTube channels. Okay. For our closing tonight, Perseid meteor showers are going to be lighting up the skies. It's the time of the year for that. They're usually July and August, but the peak days are August 12th to 13th. So you will see them for, a couple of weeks before and after, but this is, this coming week, it's the high time. Okay. An interesting quote from Van Gogh that I often think that the night is more alive and more richly colored than the day.
Starry night.
Yeah. Watch these little bits and pieces of space debris. They're coming back in. They're coming back down. They'll enter the atmosphere. They'll burn up. When you see one, make a wish. Disney's song says, when you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. But after you make that wish, sing Scout Vespers. Okay.
That's nice, Ellie. I like that.
Right.
Nice
So-
closing.
I am not a singer. I
Oh.
won't sing Scout Vespers, but if anyone would like to sing Scout Vespers, please close out our evening with Scout Vespers. And if not, I will say good night to all of you and thank you all for coming. We will see you September 11th. Have a wonderful month.